Okay, one of my all-time favorite tricks, although it's a lot nicer to do it in person, but we'll see what we can do here. It's a regular deck of 52. Very new, slippery deck. Okay. What this is a story. It's a story about a man named Joe, represented by the 3 of clubs, and a bartender, represented by the 3 of diamonds. So Joe and the bartender were both sitting in the bar one day talking, and the bartender, he says to Joe, he says, Joe, I know you got a lot of friends, and as you can see, the bar is really empty. But if you can go out, find 4 of your buddies to drink at the bar, I'll give you $2. So Joe goes ahead, agrees to do this, and he goes out into the world. And at this point, I would generally have my spectator cut the cards, but being my spectator is you, I'll cut them for you. Joe goes out. Make it an easy cut. And Joe is gone. 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. When Joe comes back, huffing and puffing, says, okay, Mr. Bartender, here's 4 guys to drink at the bar. Bartender says, well, thanks, Joe. Here's your $2. So Joe and the bartender are sitting there talking again a little bit, and the bartender says to Joe, he says, Joe, 4 guys you brought in here, it's great. It's bringing me a lot of business, but man, they're kind of lonely over there. And I know what a ladies' man you are. So if you go out, find 4 girls to come in here and drink with these 4 guys, I'll gladly give you another $2. So Joe says, all right, hey, I'll go. And out again, into the world. Joe goes when we cut the cards. Now, Joe's gone. He's gone 5. He's gone 10. He's gone 15. He's gone 20 minutes. When Joe comes back, huff and puff, and says, okay, Mr. Bartender, here's your 4 girls to drink with your 4 guys. Bartender says, well, thanks, Joe. There's your $2. He says, but Joe, man, there's one problem. He says, you've gone 20 minutes. The 4 guys, they got up and left. So I'll tell you what, man, if you can go out there one more time for me, find me 4 more guys to drink with these 4 girls, pick me up 2 cases of Ace High whiskey, get me change for 2 20s, I'll give you 2 more bucks. And Joe says, all right, look, man, I'll do it one more time, but this is it. He says, man, I'm getting tired of running. So out into the world, Joe goes as we cut the cards. We'll make it a deep cut. Joe's going to be gone a while. He's got a lot of errands to run. And once again, Joe's out, and Joe's gone, and Joe's gone 5. Joe's gone 10. Joe's gone 15. Joe's gone 20 minutes, and Joe comes back up and puff and says, okay, Mr. Bartender, 4 guys to drink with your 4 girls. 2 cases of Ace High whiskey. Change for 2 20s. Bartender says, thanks, Joe. There's your $2. So Joe and the bartender sitting in the bar now talking to the bartender. He says to Joe, Joe, man, says, how old are you? Fella, are you there? Joe says, well, I'm 65 years old. He says, my wife, she claims to be 45, but really she's 65. The bartender says, well, you a family man, Joe? And Joe says, hell yeah. He says, I got 7 kids, 4 boys, 3 girls. Bartender says, that's something. I got 7 kids. 3 girls, 4 boys. He says, well, how about a gambling though, Joe? Are you a gambling man? Joe says, oh, yeah. He says, I play down there at the 76 Club. He said, it's down on 42nd Street. So last week, I won $999 from this guy who had a pretty good hand of aces and eights, which usually wins. But I said, not tonight, sucker, because I got a straight flush. The story of Joe and the Bartender, one of my favorite tricks.